Hello, my name is Eric Bergstrom, and I'm a senior here at Mashpee High School. What you just saw was an example of augmented reality. If you couldn't tell, that was an ATST from Star Wars walking up towards the school from the student parking lot. I started with a picture of our parking lot. It took a 3D model that I created in class. I then programmed an iPad to recognize the picture and played the video using an app called Erasma. This is similar to the QR code readers that you can download and use on your smartphones and tablets, but instead of using a QR code, I created an image that is identified by the app to launch a seamless animation. You will see several examples of augmented reality scenes created from 3D models that were designed in drafting communications and computer animation classes. Each augmented reality scene took several hours to complete and was based on 3D models created using Creo Parametric 2.0 CAD software from PTC and Maya 2014 animation software from Autodesk. All projects you will be seeing were recently exhibited by Mashpee High School students at the 2014 Massachusetts STEM Summit at the DCU Center in Worcester and at the 2014 MassQ Conference held at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough.
So this is the monitor that I work on in drafting class, and I chose it as a project to do reverse engineering. So I use a ruler and calipers to measure out the parts, and I create as an assembly file with the monitor being one part and the base being the other. I'm Nathan Carey, and I made this project using Creo Parametric. I'm Nathan Carey, and I made this project using Creo Parametric.
Okay, so this is my cuckoo clock, which I made in Maya as well. It started out with a series of shapes, cubes and stuff like that. I patterned the roof tiles and a lot of just accent stuff. And finally I had this, and I animated it with the clock moving, the pendulum swinging, and finally the bird comes out at the end. So I rendered that out in a series of frames, brought it into After Effects, and had the final animation in here.
This is another model I came across in the wood shop, chucked to a lathe. I wanted to up the complexity of my models by not only having a model with multiple parts, but multiple moving parts. And the challenge that I'm faced with in this particular model is making the gears internally function. It's a work in progress, but soon I will be able to have a 3D model.
Alright, so this is a 3D model of a scuba helmet made in Autodesk Maya. Started from a basic sphere and added several things to it, played around with it. We took the model, we were able to 3D print it, so this is the finished model of it. And I also animated it in Maya so that it would rotate 360 degrees. And with that we put it through After Effects and made an augmented reality effect on there. So if you were to hold an iPad up with the app, you would actually be able to see the helmet spin and rotate the 360 degrees.
This is another project I did. It's a cross between woodshop and drafting. So I assembled it in 3 different parts, so the base, the top, the side, and the bottom. And I used the blueprints from woodshop that they usually make in Woodshop 3, and I made it in Creo Parametric.
This is another project I did. I actually completed this last year. I found a picture of a Game Boy Color online, and then I just built it by eye, and then we printed it out. Then I wanted to make it a little more detailed, so I went on eBay, bought the actual Game Boy, and then used vernier calipers and reverse engineered it, and then this is the final product.
So this model I made during my senior year. It's a violin, as you can clearly see. And I was really inspired just because I found a violin on the floor and it was my dad's, and I was like, okay, how about I try actually modeling this? And I worked with the details, I tried to add the strings right there, and I'm overly proud of this mesh. I don't make objects too often, I'm more character-based, but this came out really well and it can be used as a prop, possibly for an animation. The whole process took about 3 days, and then the animation itself took about 3 days, so in all honesty, it's just, I practiced, and the more practice I had, the easier it became to actually make models for production.